Old man, this isn't a museum. Take that junk off before you embarrass someone. The words snapped across the atrium like a whip. Shoppers stopped mid-step. Near the elevator of Roosevelt Mall in Atlanta, a white security guard, mid-40s, thick-necked and loud, stood with arms crossed, his voice still echoing. Before him, an elderly black man, small-framed, medium-brown skin, wearing a pressed gray coat and a faded army cap. The man didn't move. He just looked up, confused. The guard stepped closer, then suddenly reached out and tore a Purple Heart medal off the man's coat. The medal struck the floor with a metallic clink. Someone gasped. A child dropped their pretzel. The old man stood frozen. He looked down at the bare spot on his coat, then down at the medal on the floor. He didn't bend to pick it up. He just whispered, "She pinned that on me before she passed." But the guard laughed. "Save the drama. I've seen cosplay with more respect." From the far end of the food court, someone had already stopped walking. A figure in military green. A woman, motionless, watching. The old man finally knelt, his knees stiff, every motion labored. He picked up the medal with both hands, brushing it like it was glass. His voice was barely audible. "Quangtree, 1971. I dragged 2 men out. 1 didn't make it." The guard scoffed. "Yeah, and I served in Call of Duty." Laughter rippled from a small group nearby. The old man winced but didn't speak. He just stood, slow and shaky, gripping the medal against his chest like a wound. Then, boots. Real ones. The sound cut through the mall, measured, sharp, approaching. A tall black woman in full-dress uniform emerged from the crowd. Her dark green jacket was crisp. Her heels clicked like punctuation. Her gaze locked on the guard. "Did you just put your hands on that man?" The mall fell silent again. The guard blinked. I didn't know he was—" "You didn't have to know," she said coldly. "You just had to see." The woman stepped forward. Her voice remained even, but it hit like thunder. "That man is Staff Sergeant Harold Price, Vietnam, 3rd Marine Division, Bronze Star, Purple Heart." The guard looked around, suddenly unsure. "Look, I thought he was some homeless guy. He had a weird pin on his jacket." "That weird pin is why I get to wear this uniform, and why you get to open your mouth without fear." The old man shifted. He looked at her. Recognition flickered in his eyes. "Nia?" She turned to him, her expression softening. "Yes, Daddy." Whispers broke out in the crowd. "That's his daughter? She's military." But Captain Nia Price didn't address the onlookers. She faced the guard again and said calmly, "You don't get to humiliate my father, then hide behind ignorance." The guard raised his hands. Okay, I didn't mean any harm. It was just a misunderstanding." Captain Price didn't flinch. Humiliation isn't a misunderstanding. It's a choice. She turned to her father. "You told me once that silence can be louder than rage, but not today." Then she reached into her jacket pocket. Carefully, she took out a clean white cloth and polished the medal in her palm. Kneeling, she repinned it onto his coat, slowly, precisely, like a ritual. Her fingers lingered at the fabric. "She pinned this to you," she said quietly, "and no man gets to take it away."
Her father swallowed hard. The moment stretched. Then, from behind the pretzel stand, another security guard stepped forward, younger, nervous. "I'm sorry, sir," he said to the old man, "for what happened. Truly." Captain Price stood. "That's how you speak when you understand sacrifice." Her father stood straighter now, one hand resting lightly on the medal. He looked around, not in anger, but in something deeper. Disbelief, quiet pride, a lifetime of restraint. Then finally he spoke. "I've buried friends whose names aren't on walls. I don't need a crowd to remember them. I just need a moment." He turned to Naya. "You gave me that." She saluted him. He didn't salute back. He simply nodded, slow, firm, eyes glistening. As they walked away, the crowd parted. Not clapping, not cheering, just silent, heads bowed. People moved aside not in fear, but in respect. The guard who'd mocked him didn't follow. He just stood there, shrinking. Near the exit, a boy no older than 10 stepped forward and handed the old man a folded paper crane. The veteran smiled. "That's all I ever wanted, for someone to understand." And with that, they stepped into the light. Staff Sergeant Harold Price didn't fight to be celebrated. He fought so others wouldn't have to prove their worth. Through his daughter's quiet strength, we reminded that dignity isn't handed out. It's defended, generation to generation. If this story moved you, let us know where you're watching from. Subscribe for more powerful racist story moments. And share your thoughts in the comments below. Because sometimes silence is louder than justice.